Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Think Global podcast. I'm your host, International Seth, and today's date is September 7th, 2021. Feels good to be back with you guys. And if this is for your first time coming to the Think Global podcast, make sure you subscribe to this channel and follow us on social media. I took about 2 months off of podcasting because my family and I relocated from Qatar in the Middle East all the way to North America to Nova Scotia, Canada. So we're getting situated and everything is going okay, but it's time to get back to the work. And we got a new guest coming on the show. My man, my homeboy, good friend of mine, my brother, WestEndRi. What's up, WestEndRi? Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the Think Global podcast, my brother.
Wa alaikum salam, fam. Wa alaikum salam. I appreciate you having me, bro.
For sure. So you segue out of the ATL and now you're in Miami. How's it going down there?
Man, it's great. It's beautiful. I'm on the water. Matter of fact, hold on, let me see. I don't know if y'all can see. You know what I'm saying? It's just a different quality of life out here, man. Like I'm comfortable. I'm relaxed, and I'm still able to do everything that I need to do. And so that's the biggest thing, man. If I can get my work done, then why not do it on the water?
For sure. I heard that. Okay, well, as a new guest to the Think Global podcast, we got to come on and do the world call. That's when we give our guests 10 seconds to name off some of the international countries you visited. So right now, we're going to put WestEndRi on the world call. Ready, go.
Canada, Senegal, Gambia, England, and I think that's about it. United States. I think that's all of them so far.
Oh, for sure. And I can vouch for that England trip. I think it was like, I don't want to say like 2012, maybe. I got a little message. It was like, yo, I'm coming through the UK, man. I was like, say no more. Came through, you got to the underground, came up, we put you at the brother-in-law's crib, and the rest was history, man. The rest was history. So
great time, man. And after, but that might have been, was that the last time we saw each other? Or did we see each other?
No. I saw you a couple of Jumas. I saw you at Mazi's funeral. I saw you a couple of
definitely.
Yeah.
So we've seen each other here and there, but we ain't really had an opportunity to
chop it up.
We keep up with each other on social. That's about it. So it's long past due, and you're a lot closer now. So if I end up popping up to Canada, I'll make sure to swing through.
Come through, my brother. Come through. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is we want to get the most pressing issue is an update on Imam Jamil. So could you provide us like with how the case is going? Because we this is the heartbeat of Atlanta. We got to really make this thing happen, man. So you can provide an update.
No, absolutely, man. We just did a rally out in Tucson, Arizona, where he's currently being held. We did that last month, August 15th, and it went really well. The central focus was twofold. We wanted to get him his eyesight back because he had cataracts for the last 3 years and they had been denying him surgery. So we got that done. He has eyesight back in both eyes. And the second thing was we want him moved to Atlanta. The feds are keeping him all the way out in Tucson. And, their response to us has always been, we can keep him where we want to keep him. And we understand that. But his case is currently being reviewed by what's called the Conviction Integrity Unit in Atlanta. They have the ability to let him out. And so with that being understood, at least keep him in Atlanta while his case is under review so he can be a part of that situation. And so, we're still very optimistic within the review process. The Conviction Integrity Unit's been on it for a little over a year and a half now. COVID slowed down that process just like it slowed down everything else, but they're on it and they're working hard. And, I really do think they're giving it a good faith look. So, at this point, our goals are to get him to Atlanta and to continue to broaden the reach of people who understand, remember him, and care about his situation. Because, as you said, that's always priority number one. He's done so much for us. It's the least we can do for him is to get him a fair shot at getting his freedom.
Absolutely. So how can people, if they're first coming to learning about the case, or how can they support? I know I'm all the way overseas, man, but I picked up the phone, I left messages, I've signed petitions, I sent emails, you know what I'm saying? So all that little stuff helps. So how can people continue to support this cause?
We always have we have a website that we're steadily updating. It's called freeimamjamil.com, and it's not even a full website. It's a link tree, and so it always has the current action steps, and they're always very simple. So right now we have a letter writing campaign to the people who can make that decision to move him, and it's a copy and paste, drop it in your email provider. add your name at the bottom and send it. That's all you got to do. It takes 30 seconds max. We still have a launch good, which is a crowdfund if you feel so inclined to donate. We also have a merch line that's called Free Rap Still Innocent that you can get on that link as well. And it'll take you to whathappenedtorap.com, which also has all the information you could possibly want about the case, from the video of the confession to all of the inaccuracies that took place and the blatant cheating that took place in the original trial, if you want to know all of that information. So but the biggest thing is just spreading the word. Go to that website, send that letter, and tell people about Imam Jamil H. Brown as you learn about him.
Facts. Okay, I'm going to put that link in the description into this episode on YouTube, so we'll make sure to shout that out. All right, man. So tell us about the West End Music Group, man. You founded your own little group, and you guys are producing some cuts, man. When did you start the group, and what was the motivation behind it?
West End Music Group, I started it in 2019, and the motivation behind it was essentially to have my own label to release my music under. And then I decided to actually run it as a label. And so I signed a couple of artists who I grew up with. One who I grew up with since birth, and another who I went to high school with since 8th grade. We've known each other since 12, and he's actually the reason I started recording. And so he taught me how, to write and record back in the day, and then I just kept doing it. He kept doing it, going our own separate ways. And so when I kind of figured out the business behind it, I circled back like, yo, bro, you're extremely talented and you don't have nobody rocking with you. Let me, show you I know what I'm doing. And so that's really, that's how it began. And now, it's proven itself on a small scale. So we're about to try to take things up a notch. We have a budget going into this fourth quarter. And so we're excited about that. We have a couple of projects coming out. We have a group project that has the entire label on it. And then I'm working on dropping 12 records in 12 weeks. So that's 3 months. I'll drop a record every week to try to continue to build this fan base, because everything's algorithmic nowadays. So having a consistent content calendar means everything. And then you have to have something for every platform. So it's a process, but you got to do it, or you're not really playing, and you're not even in the game if you ain't touching everywhere. So that's what we're on right now. It's just trying to expand our reach. But alhamdulillah, I got 2 records right now, over 100,000 streams in less than a year. So for an indie, that's solid. I have an artist who has another record that's 50,000 streams, another artist that has a record that's 50,000 streams. We got some videos with 50,000 views. So we're doing something right.
That's what's up. Congratulations, success. Let's get a little bit more specific. What is the name of your albums, and who are the artists that are on your label?
For sure. So if you want to check mine out, I have a project out called String Theory Volume 1. It's a 3-song EP. You can find that on any platform. We also shot a 3-part music video for that. That's out on YouTube. It's about 9 minutes long. We did CGI, green screen, all that. We pulled out all the stops to kind of tell this story. My first artist is Diam. He's from the Ivory Coast. He does regular rap, but he also does some Afrobeat. He can rap in English. He can rap in French. His biggest record right now is called Bise. It's an Afrobeat record. That's Bise. You can find that anywhere. He has a music video out for that as well. And the other artist is Julio Bands. That's my little bro. I've known him my whole life. He has a record out called Julio Bands that's doing numbers. And we have a record out together that's called Light Flex. And that video has about 40-something thousand views and counting on YouTube. So we're really excited for what he has next. Diam is working real hard. He's sending me snippets almost weekly, and the music is great. He's figured out some things. And so we're excited to bring y'all some new music and hopefully expand this reach a little bit, maybe a little global, since we're on the Think Global podcast.
Yeah, boy. Let's get it out there. Man. And oh, what's up? Cameo.
He over here interrupted me. He had my legs trying to knock the computer over. Say what's up, Kobe. Sound like him, man. This is my little dude, Kobe. I just picked him up about 2 months ago, and he's getting big. He's a little Bengal kitten, man, but he's
ferocious.
Yeah, man, ferocious and adorable at the same time.
Yes, sir. I love cats, man. I used to have 2 cats in Qatar. And here in Qatar, here in Canada, everybody got dogs. There are more dogs here than there are people.
Yeah, no, I don't take him out of the apartment because everybody here got dogs too, and like when they walk past my door, they bark because they can smell him in here. It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
It's ridiculous, and he thinks he can fight him, so I got to keep him locked up.
Yep. And you mentioned Light Flex. That was I seen that video. That was a pretty dope video. But I was really digging the track. You Ain't Never Took a Loss. You want
the relationship broke more than the pockets did. Sold them up, filled them up. Now the pocket's good. Cowards turn their backs in ways I never thought they would. Real Judas, can't get my zip back. That's why I still do this. Practice and shoot. That's how you make the real shooters. Hold up, pull up,
you ain't never seen a million come and go. Had to run it up again like I ran it up before. You ain't never took a loss. You ain't never took a loss. Cops locked down 23 or 24. Old heads that he made won't even pick up the phone. You ain't never took a loss.
Talk about that and how real that was and how that really hit home, and like, you know, talking about some real stuff. Seems like you really went in on that song.
Yeah, nah, it's actually it's called Sifu, Sifu. And that just means like master in Japanese. And so it's an opportunity, and the hook, like you said, is never took a loss. It's talking about the losses that I've taken in the last 3-4 years that have kind of made me who I am today. And yeah, it was an extremely personal record. It was some things I really needed to get off my chest. And it's one of those records where if you don't know, you probably are a little confused, but it was the people who know what I'm talking about, that's who it was for, and they hear it. And that's actually, if you look at the numbers, that's my least popular record, and I expected it to be because it's not for everybody, but it's definitely very personal. But at the same time, I think when people do listen, they can relate in the sense of everybody's taking losses that they feel like people can't relate to, and that they feel like they may not have anybody to talk to about and things like that. So that's what that record gave me the opportunity to do. It gave me the opportunity to vent because it's not a lot of people I could talk to about the subject matter in that. That's why I kind of had to be a little vague in how I wrote, but it was therapy. It was therapy. And that's kind of the kind of music I like to make. I like my music to be real and relatable to some, even if it ain't relatable to everybody all the time.
For sure. So how has, like, you know, knowing people across the world, traveling internationally, seeing other parts of the world, like you said, you got a artist on your label who's from the Ivory Coast. You know, you're obviously working and mixing people within all over. How has that influenced your style, influenced your music, and try to produce things that were going to be, like you say, more acceptable to a larger audience around the world?
I think I've been blessed to be introduced to different cultures and be kind of worldly, even from a very young age. Like my elementary schools, they were primarily immigrant elementary schools. And then, like you said, I traveled a lot as I got older and was able to touch places. So I think it made me the person that I am. And I don't think I'm actually purposely going out and trying to do like the Drake thing. Like I'm not out like just trying to take a bite of style so that I can get this audience. I'm just catering to all the different things that I've liked throughout the years that I've been exposed to, you know. So if I do an Afrobeat record, I probably I won't adopt the accent. I'll do it in my way because I appreciate the music, and then I'll grab, you know, my Ivorian homie and throw him on there to give it that flavor that it needs so it's still authentic. But if I was never exposed to him, I don't think I would ever really dabble. So I think it broadened my horizon, and it gave me more to talk about. It gave me more experiences. But outside of that, I'm not seeking someone else. I'm trying to create a lane based off of all of my experiences instead of touching those lanes individually. And hopefully that will be something that's widely approachable for folks. And then, you know, we can go global from there.
For sure. So yeah, man, you got the ATL, man, you got the West End in your blood. Like you just mentioned, you're living in Miami right now. When I think of Atlanta, obviously music is one of the things that comes to my mind. You know, a long history of even jazz musicians, hip hop artists, you know, R&B singers. I mean, the list can just go on and on. And I lived in Atlanta for, you know, 8-10 years. I got mad family down there. I got friends down there, you know what I'm saying? So I definitely within the community. But Atlanta's different, man. You know, yeah. It's a different place, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's the good, it's the bad, and it's the ugly. So what are some things that, you know, you had to deal with growing up and being raised in Atlanta? Even in terms of like music and producing beats and stuff, what is some highlights or what are some good things about Atlanta? And then what are some things that, you know what I'm saying, is bad or we already know the ugly. We don't want to live the ugly.
Right, we ain't got to deal with
ugly.
that.
The ugly is ugly. So we don't want to have, we have good and bad. We have good opportunities and challenges. What are the opportunities and what are some challenges?
I think Atlanta, especially for Black people, man, the opportunities are endless. It's just like whatever you want to do in Atlanta, if you really want to do it, you can find a way to get it done. Like, and then if you're talking about entertainment and music, everybody knows that's, you know, Atlanta's the mecca. Kanye West just finished renting out, you know, the Falcons spot so that he could finish his project in Atlanta. Atlanta is the musical hub, and so when I got into music, it was crazy how easy it was to rub shoulders with certain people just by accident. You know, just by being in a studio. Such and so might be next door. You know, we've done records with Taylor Gang people just by accident because we was recording next to them. So Atlanta's a great place, but Atlanta's also, you know, Atlanta's Black Hollywood. So just like in Hollywood, everybody's faking it till they make it. Everybody in Atlanta is faking it till they make it. And unfortunately, that mixed with social media has stopped people from making it. They just fake it till somebody catch them faking it. Like, that's about it. Ain't no making it involved. But so I think that's what's changed the culture in Atlanta a lot. A lot of people were migrating to Atlanta, and COVID made even more people migrate to Atlanta because for a long time, Atlanta was the only thing that was open. And so, you know, you just have this real fake culture in Atlanta right now. And most people who are from there aren't really rocking with the direction things are going in. But as far as opportunity and working goes, like, whatever you're trying to do, you can be a successful, especially African-American in Atlanta, no problem. And if you're not from there, you won't even notice the things that we notice are like wrong, so to speak, with the city. You'll probably have the greatest time ever if you're just getting there. But if you've been there for some time and you've seen the changes, then it's just, you're looking for something new. And that's why I ended up getting out. Like, Atlanta's always gonna be home base. I got everybody there and I can jump down there whenever, up there whenever I need to, but it was time for something fresh because it just doesn't feel like the home I'm used to.
For sure. And change, man, change keeps you on your, you know, on your feet, you know, on your toes, man, you know what I'm saying? And make you innovate, make you meet new people, build new connections. So yeah, man, best of luck with you on that. All right.
For sure.
I want you to school me on something real quick because I'm actually gonna be turning 40 next week, inshallah. I can't believe it, man. It's crazy, bro. It's just like the last 15 years just been like multiplying and just, and all of a sudden it's just like, bam, I'm about to turn 40. But it's all good, man. And yeah, I look forward to life after 40. But back in the day, I was a freshman walking into high school in 95, man. I had a Walkman on. Playing a cassette tape, you know what I'm saying? I think it was like Tribe Called Quest, you know, Stressed Out and, you know, all that, but that was a dope album. But it's a lot different now, right? With the advent of the internet and you know, obviously before that was DVDs and MP3s and stuff. After that was DVDs and MP3s, but now it's just like downloads and streams and, you know, stuff coming straight from one place to a device, and there's nothing really any medium involved. How has that impacted the music industry, and how do you navigate that to, you know, create revenue for your label and to get more exposure?
Man, it did two things. It changed the accessibility. So being independent is possible now. Like, there was a time when it wasn't. Like, when you had to press up CDs and distribute them across the country and globally if you wanted to be global, and those, who could do that? Like, who could do that for real? It very few people. You had your Master P's and people like that, and Diddy and folks like that who were able to do. But outside of them, it wasn't no, all right, I'm gonna start this indie real quick and drop me an album next month. Like, no, you're not. Like, you can sell them out your trunk and hopefully pop in your little area and that your car can travel to. That's about it, and hope somebody discovers you. So now, you know, you put a song on TikTok. You ain't even got to have it nowhere else. You can put it on TikTok and people think it's dope and do a little dance to it. You might be the next big thing for a couple of weeks if you ain't got nothing else coming, but you might be the next big thing for real in a day. And that's crazy that can happen for folks, you know, out of their pocket, not even out of their anywhere in their house. They can do that out of their pocket. It's super dope, but it's also not a lot of money in it, you know, until you get to a certain level. You really have to diversify your income streams and approach this thing as a business. Otherwise, you're waiting for a record deal nowadays. You know, a record deal has gone from being the holy grail to being extremely predatory to being viewed as the holy grail again, because where else you gonna get a 7-8 figure check depending on how well you've done on your own in a day? Like nowhere. A record label, they gonna give it to you. Yeah, you got to pay it back and all those other kind of things, give them a large percentage, but it's a hard bet not to take. Like if you coming from nothing, like a lot of these young kids coming from, like, and somebody pull up on you and say, I got $2 million for you, or you could stay independent and hope, you know what I'm saying, you make 2 million and you own all your master. Who's doing that? Like nobody's doing that. But you know, merchandise is big, performing is big, even though the world shut down. What the world shutting down did was it showed even major artists that diversifying is important. And if you put on your own shows, you make more money. You could do smaller venues and make more or the same money you were doing at the AT&T arena or wherever you was doing it, because you own everything. So that's why you're starting to see these artists bounce around. You see these little shows popping up and they charge $100, $200 a ticket, and only 4,000 or 5,000 people can get in. But they like, yo, I booked the venue with my money, so this is me. And so it's you just got to get creative, and you have to have an understanding that this thing is you're gonna sink a lot of money into it before you start pulling money out. If you don't understand that before you get in, you won't be in long, because that's the reality for everybody. Nobody does this overnight, even though it looks like it when we see it. It's years and years of sunken costs and losses and all that taken before that win provides you with peace and recoupment.
For sure. So yeah, man, before we let you go, we want to hear what you're working on next and what can folks be expecting from you and the label. I mean, you mentioned a little bit of it, but where do you go from here?
So we have a project. It's called ATL Drill. We wanted to check out this little drill, this drill beat phenomenon that's going on right now. Everybody seems to be jumping on these UK drill tracks, and so we did a 5-song EP, and we'll be releasing that either the end of this month or early October. And then I'll be releasing, like I said, singles every week, probably starting in October, if not also the end of this month. So, tap in with me on Instagram. You'll see there'll be Instagram content, YouTube content, TikTok content, and it'll be on Spotify, Apple Music, SoundCloud, all those other places as well every week. So if you're locked in with me somewhere, you'll see my releases. And
shout out your Instagram. Yeah, shout out your Instagram.
At WestEndRi on everything: Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. That's WESTENDRI.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you for coming on the show, brother. I wish you much success, man, and I do hope to see you soon, man.
Yes, bro. Let me know if you come down this way too.
For sure. That's in the card too.
Nova Scotia.
Yeah, that's definitely the card too. I'm gonna run down south, man.
You still hooping?
A little. No. I was coaching over in Qatar. We're coaching at university. Here, maybe I might develop a program for the year I'm here with this masjid up the street from where I live. So they have a gym. So it's like the kids, and might as well put them to work.
Might as well.
Yeah.
I just started getting back in shape. I ain't trying to do nothing serious, just trying to be able to hoop again, man. I got to the point where I couldn't even get up and down the court no more. I was like, this ain't it.
This ain't it. It don't matter how old you get, but just you should be able to be active. We all should be able to be active, stay somewhat fit. When I was playing, I used to keep a mentality. I can be ready for a game in 2 weeks. So always say 2 weeks away. You never know when you can get a phone call. You know what I'm saying? At least you get a phone call. You might be able to play tomorrow, but usually it'd be like after a week. So it's like, okay, I got to match it up. And then when I get there, I can, maybe buy me another week. But 2 weeks was like the, the protocol.
Word. Yeah, no, I'm starting to feel good again. It's a gym. I got a membership too that I can hoop at. I'm actually probably going to go hoop a little later on today. But I've got some physical therapy on my shoulder I got to take care of. But yeah, no, I'm back to feeling like I'm the best player in the gym when I go in the gym. unless you're in the
Nice.
gym. You was one of those few
Yeah.
people who I'd be like, all right, man, Yusuf coming, all right.
Yo, we had early Sunday runs at high school, man. It was good runs. Mahmoud was coming through. Yeah, it was good runs.
Nah, yeah, I think that was the first time I saw you play in person, and I was like, oh yeah, it's different.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, he can go for real. This is different.
Yeah. Alhamdulillah,
but you
man.
40 now though, so
yeah,
it's
a wrap. No, it don't. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. I could drop a good backdoor lob though.
You supposed to be the one catching it, man.
I know.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Okay, brother, I'm gonna check in with you, man. I appreciate you, man, and yeah, be safe down there.
For sure, bro.
Peace.
Sorry.
Thanks a lot.